Alright, so this looks like a 3D question here. You got a vertical flagpole on OF, that's standing vertically, but okay, so you've got two triangles like that are of, hold on, got to get myself a pen, importance here vertically. You've got this one which has a right angle in it, and hold on, just give myself a bit more room. It's got OA, which I'd like to know the length of. It's got 60 down there, and it's got H in it. So I'm just going to say that tan of 60 is equal to H on OA. Or if you like, cot of 60 equals OA on H. Just flipped it over. Now similarly, I could take the triangle on the other side, which is this big long fella here, which has a 30 in the bottom. Still got the same H, and we're trying to find now OB. And I could say that cot of 30 equals H on OB, which means OB is H cot of 30. I'm going to run out of room there, aren't I? I'll write them down here. I've got OA equals H cot 60, and separately I found out that OB equals H cot 30. So now I go to the triangle that's down the bottom, and the triangle that's down the bottom there, that's actually on the river, is triangle O and A and B, and we know it's got a 60 degree there and a 7 there, and we now know that this is H cot 60 and this is H cot 30 there. So there's a relationship there. I'll just go over to this other bit at the bottom of this page to do this. Using the cosine rule, C squared equals A squared, H cot 60, squared, plus B squared, H cot 30 squared. A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. Minus 2AB cos C. C squared is A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C using that triangle. So 49 equals H squared cot squared 60 plus H squared cot squared 30 minus 2H squared cot 60 cot 30 by cos 60, which is a half. So 49 is H squared cot squared 60 plus H squared cot squared 30 minus H squared cot 60 cot 30, because a half times 2 is just 1. So 49 is actually H squared into cot squared 60 plus cot squared 30 minus cot 60 cot 30. So I can divide by what's in the square brackets to get H squared. H squared is 49 over all that nasty square bracket stuff. And stick that in the calculator and square root it, and it'll come out with H, and hopefully it's root 21. So I'm just going to, hopefully, what's 21 squared? If I do all that work, 21, no, it comes out to be 21 before I square root it, right? So the right-hand side should be 49 over, now, cot squared 60. I put in tan of 60, and I hit the -1 button, and then I need to square that. So I need to actually have that in brackets. I might be better off putting in 1 over, let's see, let's do that. Bracket, 10 of 60 minus 1 bracket squared plus bracket 10 of 30 bracket x to the minus 1 brackets squared minus, and then we've got brackets 10 of 60 bracket x to the minus 1 bracket 10 of 30 bracket x to the minus 1 bracket, and all that equals to 21. Yep. So h equals root 21. So like when I was saying how might I put in how might I put in cot 30 or cot squared 30, for example, on the calculator I actually go bracket and I go 10 and it puts up a bracket for me, and I put the 30 in and I close that bracket, and then I press this x to the minus 1 button and it flips it. Then I put a bracket and I press the x squared button, and that'll give me cos squared 30. But you know, whatever way you've got, if you've got a way that does it, just do that. All right, now by finding the area of the triangle, or otherwise find the width of the river. Yeah, because there's two ways to find the area of this triangle, I reckon. You know, the normal way you might find the area of such a triangle is a half base times height, right? That's W is the width of the river, but in this case it's your height, and your base is 7, you know, so a half times 7 times the height, W, is going to be the area. So if I just knew the area, I could throw it in that formula and I'd get it. Well, your triangle that you're looking at to get your area, there's your 7, and you got your 60 in there. This is the flat triangle on the river, and now we know what h is, root 21. We actually know from when we worked out OA and OB on the page before. So I'm just going to look at OA and OB. OA is h cot 30, so that's root 21 cot 30, and OB is h cot 60, so it's root 21 cot 60. So I can use, I don't need the 7, but I can use half AB sine C to find the area of that triangle. The area is a half times root 21 cot 30 times root 21 cot 60 times sine 60. So root 21 times root 21 is 21. So 21 cot 30, cot 60, and then a half times root 3 on 2 is root 3 on 4. So whatever that is, that's your area that you're going to plonk in there, and you're going to work out what W is by just simply, you know, reworking that equation. So you had 7 on 2W equals 21 root 3 on 4 cot 30 cot 60. So W just equals 2 on 7 times this 21 root 3 on 4 cot 30 cot 60, which is, in the calculator it goes, actually 2 on 4, that's it, at 21 on 7, we actually end up with 3 root 3 cot 30 cot 60, and on the bottom we've got a 2 because we cancelled out some stuff. Now, did it want it in exact form, or what do they want? By finding it, find the width of the river. Well, that's the width of the river, but maybe whatever you stick in the calculator anyway, it should come out to be the answer that you were after. What else have we got? Is that it? All right, so that's that question. We did those before. Looks like, oh, I haven't answered number 10. Here we go. Let's enlarge that a bit. Okay. Just says Find the value of x such that A and B are independent events. To be independent, the probability of, now you can choose, but I'd say B given A, or A given B, A given B, B given A, doesn't matter. It's the same as the probability of B and A over probability of A, and that should just turn out to be the probability of B, right? So, and it's the same, you could swap the A's and B's around for a rule. So that's the rule. If the probability of B given A just equals the probability of B anyway, they're independent. And of course, the way to work out the probability of B given A is given by the middle formula. So, the probability of B is going to have to be equal to the intersection, which is 0.3, over the probability of A, which is 0.5, because probability of A is all of that, isn't it, right? Because that's A, but the intersection is 0.3. So that's 3 over 5, or 0.6, isn't it, right? Now that will be equal to the probability of B if they're independent. So the answer is D. What did you got? Oh, you said B. All right, I better rethink myself. Haha, I didn't read the question. What I've done is good. I'm saying the probability of B is 0.6, but they want to know the value of X. Well, X plus the 0.3, that's what the probability of B is, isn't it? Because they're together in there, in making up B, and we know that that's 0.6. I just worked it out. So, of course, therefore, X is 0.3. Dole, need to read the question carefully. All right, I'll send that off to you, and you've done well. Keep up the hard work. Get a good night's sleep.